So hello everyone, let's begin. So today we are going to discuss the PYQs of first chapter of electrical. So basically we will be covering all the PYQs that has been there. So there will be lots of questions that may get repeated. So I'm not going to answer each and every questions, and I will just leave it to you, and you have to just search it and find out the answers. And one thing I want to tell you that every year the pattern gets changes, because in 1 year they are asking for 7 marks questions, and in 1 year they are asking for 3.5 marks questions. So this depends on the paper setter. So let's go with this. This is the first time that they are asking for true and false. So I have just answered whatever the questions is there. You can pause the video and note down the answers and get it. Basically, these questions are basically from the definitions only, that you read the definition thoroughly or not, and this will be the basic questions, and each question carries 0.5 marks. And suppose you are not knowing the answers, then I will suggest you to just write all the answers in one go. Means if you are writing true, then write true for every answers, and if you are going for the false, then go for the false. Don't uh, do it in a zigzag way. This is the suggestion from my side. So moving to the next. So we have in the previous video also we have seen that there are lots of things that gets repeated. So explain any two of the following. You can explain any two. So it's about linear networks. So you can write down linear networks, active and passive elements, unilateral and bilateral, superposition theorem. So these are the four questions, and you have to attempt only two. So don't just try to attend all the questions, because the marking will be done on the first two questions. So if you know well, then only answers the one you know well, very well. So active element are those elements that deliver the energy. So basic thing is that deliver the energy, and you have to write the examples also. They are not asking the examples, but you have to go from your side, that you write the examples, because sometimes it happens that you are not writing the examples and teacher deduct the marks. So definitely you are not going to fight with them. And what are the passive? Those which dissipate the energy or absorb the energy are called passive element, like resistors are there, capacitor are there, and inductor are there. So in what happens that in next question, next time suppose they want to create the multiple choice questions also, then they can give that which of the elements is not a passive element. They can give resistor, capacitor, inductor, and one of the example like battery. So they can also go with the MCQ also. So you need to learn all these definitions, because these are the small definitions. Unilaterals, so whose BI characteristic changes with the directions are called unilateral, and they are diode, and whose does not changes, they are called bilateral. So these are the resistors and capacitor. Definitely they can ask, is diode a unilateral? So yes or no type questions can be there. And principle of superposition, so definitely you can go through it. Whatever the things are written down, just note it down and learn by heart. And moving to the next thing, they have asked for the derivation of star and delta transformations and general expression. So I will request you to go through this portion, on our portion, because this is the easiest one, and this will take lots of time. As you can see here, I have just put all the information. You can see how delta to star transformation is there, and all these things are mentioned here. So from both the previous videos we have taken this. And moving to the next, equating the resistance of the star and delta, and then adding all these equations. You are going for a very long calculation is there, so there might be chances of getting error with that. So my suggestion is to write with the Norton's theorem. With the help of appropriate electric circuit, you can draw it down, as I have given the definitions only portions here only. So you can write the definition, and you can also complete the question. So you have to write the appropriate electric circuit. You have to draw it. So so you should focus on the whole part of the question. Like you are just explaining the Norton's theorem, you will getting half marks, and with the help of the appropriate diagram and circuit, then definitely you will going to get the full marks. Okay, so each and every year we can see that this question comes, that you have to compute it. You have to basically make the loop, and then you calculate all these things. So nodal mesh analysis is one of the important part of your syllabus, and this time they are focusing on Thevenin's theorem. So Thevenin's theorems is whatever it is, you have to just note it down and learn it, and then you have to you have to just make out the connections and then calculate it. If you are facing any issue with the calculation portion, or you are not getting how to do it calculation, so basically you can comment it down and I will make a separate video of calculations of all the questions. So moving to the next year papers, we have calculate I1, I2 using mesh analysis. So always there is a question related to the mesh analysis, and this question is repeated most of the times. So you can practice it. If and the same also, if you don't know how to do the calculation, you can comment down. We will make a separate video for this. And our portion is there also. So both the questions are asking for the same one, but it is for mesh and it is for nodal analysis. So if you think that you can do better in nodal analysis, then you should definitely go for the B part, means R part. And if you know the mesh analysis, then definitely you should go. So you should decide at the moment that whether you are going for this or not. Because suppose you are starting with this portion only, first portion, and you are not getting it, so definitely you are facing the issues. Time issue will be there for you. And the second question is network and circuit, unilateral and bilateral, ideal voltage source and ideal current. So this part is explained in the previous video, and this unilateral and bilateral also network and circuit. These all the things has been discussed. But for your convenience, I have just given you the network and circuit portion here. That what is network and what is circuit, and you can learn it whatever the things has been given. Don't just make your own definition at the moment in your own language, because electrical teacher deduct the marks if you make a definition by your own. So keep focus on it. And the next question, so same every years you are getting a unilateral and bilateral, active and what is active and passive, and what is linear system, and what is current sources. So explain any two. So I think the best one is to one and go with one and two, unilateral and bilateral, active and passive elements. And then moving to the next question, the same question gets repeated here. Describe the general expression of delta star. What is the purpose behind this transformation? You can see the same question was there in the previous year, and the same R part is also there. Thevenin's theorem down this explain and with the help of the general circuit. So you can see that question gets repeated and all part also gets repeated. So you can prepare accordingly. And now you can see that in the network shown below, what should be the value of E such that power dissipation in the resistance R5 is equal to 15 volt. So you have to calculate it. If you are facing issue, same we can have other sessions. And this is mesh analysis or superposition theorem. Whatever things you want to use, you can use it. So this is the simple problem. You can solve it out. You need to handle the calculations on the calculator, because when you don't know how to properly use the calculator, you will suffer a lot. So I have made a separate video on how to calculate three equations, three variables, three equations with three variables. So definitely you will be getting the help out of it. Moving to the next question is draw and explain the VI characteristic of ideal and practical voltage source and ideal and practical current source. These things has been already done in the previous video, so you can go and check out there. And moving to the next one, using nodal analysis, calculate the current through R2 in the given figure. So this is R1 20, and this is RS 30 ohm, and this is E1 50 volt, and this is R3 100 volt. This is R4, I think, 120 volt, and this is E2. E2 is given 20 volt. And calculate the current in all the branches. You can see here. You can use mesh analysis here. This is given that using mesh analysis, so you can't use the nodal analysis. Whatever it is mentioned, if it is mentioned, then definitely you should use that analysis. If it is not mentioned, then you can use according to your convenience. Okay. So moving to the next question, people. We are discussing the chapter first only, as I have said you earlier. Draw and explain the ideal and practical volt sources. This is the question you can see in the previous year also, this year also. And this is the question state the maximum power transfer theorem derivation and the maximum power transfer conditions also. So I have basically taken it from the Chrome. You can also go and search it out and restudy it properly. I don't know whether it is really correct or not, because there are lots of things that is missing out. So you can go and check it out. And moving to the next questions, that is, what is the procedure of nodal analysis? So you have to write this part. First you write this part, then using nodal analysis, you will solve this. Okay. Or what is state superposition theorem? So superposition theorem we have already discussed, and now you can use the superposition theorem and find out the current in each branch. So you have to keep in mind that you study the question properly. Suppose in hurry, what we do, we just calculate the answers and we don't write the theory portion, so marks will be deducted out. Hope you got it.